Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Burgundy, or Bienvenue en Bourgogne, as the locals might say it, if Google Translate is to be trusted, which it probably is not. Maybe I just said a horrific, offensive insult that will drive away the 15 or so people who speak French that view my videos, so I apologize for that. Anyway, we will, as always, continue where we left off, because it would really make no sense to do otherwise. And it's on March 20th, 1852, and we have recently defeated our main rival for global world domination, the Dual Monarchy. And yes, the history books, the official history books will say that was in fact Burgundian agents who have been working tirelessly since 1836 to undermine Dual Monarchy power and to fuel these separatist revolts, the movements in Occitania, in France, in England and Ireland that sparked the Civil War and the final fall of the Dual Monarchy. It's all Burgundy's fault, or it's all Burgundy's glory. And that's, at least, as I said, the victors will always write history books. And that's what they will say. It was all Burgundy. And if anyone in the future will question it, then we'll just burn them, because they're questioning their patriotism. They are traitors to the motherland. They're traitors to Burgundy. And that is never accepted. Anyway, enough of that nonsense. Let's just continue on and let time fly by. And when I say fly by, let's just have it on 2 for now and look through our country and see. I have... what is going on in Burgundy? Oh, it's the East Ivory Coast and Lesser Antilles. They can never have factories open. That makes sense. We might as well open them and just put everything on subsidies. Just look at the income. Just look at the money. Look at the money we have. 19 million. This mod, unfortunately, is based off of the Pop Demand mod, and it shows in all of this money that is over here. Oh my. Okay. De Boer states, the Cape Duchy was established after the end of the German wars and is the sole area we could take back from the old Boer colonies. The Duke of the Cape has sent us many messages urging us to enhance our position in the area to protect the colony we have allowed him to rule. Moreover, it seems that Africa is becoming more interesting for great powers and will be good for us to have a stronger position when the real colonization starts. Absolutely. 52 prestige. Wonderful things going on. I like that it's a Duke of the Cape. That's quite amazing. So we have the Duchy of the Cape. That sounds fantastic. I almost want to form that simply because I can. And honestly, why wouldn't I? Well, at the moment I don't want to, because I want to keep it for myself. Ah, I found an argument for myself in less than 20 seconds. It's wonderful. Alright, culture. Empiricism is the next one that we should aim for, I suppose. It unlocks in 8 years. That gives us plenty of time to do other things. We could go for commerce, but we're earning so much money, who really cares? We could go for more artillery stuff in the army, or maybe go for a bit more navy. Or industry. Well, industry is doing so well anyway, and we can put it on subsidies until the end of the game, really, and never look back. Because, as I mentioned, we are swimming in money. We have so much money we could build one of those Scrooge McDuck's things, fill it with coins and dive into it and break all our bones. It will be fantastic. I don't think I would want that. It seems like a giant waste of money. For someone who is so picky with choosing money and so greedy, wouldn't it make sense to not build this giant vault and just put it all in his bank account? So he wouldn't have to store all the money himself. Seems just like a giant waste of money for all the security and stuff like that. But maybe I should not question cartoons that were made a long time ago, before the internet even existed. Oh well. We can build some more armies, I presume we always can, in Asia and almost in Europe. Actually, we can build one in Europe. I think so. Yeah, we can build in Europe. Alright, let's just make another army in Europe. It will be 5 of these regular fellas. And then we will go for North Italian mobile artillery. It was 4 of them, if I believe. To be, if I know what I'm doing, light cavalry, and have one of those. That's brilliant. That's one more army. One more army against inferior nations. Colonial policy debated. Well, this gives us prestige, this is not. So we go for the prestige, obviously. We are right now the most prestigious nation on Earth, the best industrial nation on Earth, and the second greatest military power on Earth, and that part is not really acceptable. Who the hell is first? Who the hell is first? Is it Scandinavia? It is, in fact... Oh, it's gotta be China or something like that. Let's just take a look at a Taiping Empire. Yep, it's the Taiping Empire, and they have right now 283 brigades up. That is a lot. That is a lot of stuff. And they are at war with the Japanese Empire, Dainam, and Tomburi. And they have occupied almost all of Dainam. What the hell are they going for? They are going for acquire Vietnamese Kunming region. Well, that's very aggressive. Though I can't really blame them, it's more territories for them. Why wouldn't they? Oh yeah, I almost forgot. Last episode also, the whole lack of international code ended, so we lose infamy at a much slower rate. Should keep that in mind in future conquest. We have right now 5.51 in infamy, which is not that much. We could go for established protectorate, which could give us a maximum of 15, which wouldn't be too bad, and would finish off Sumatra over here, which will look our world look much brighter. We have Malacca over here. How's it going in the various countries over here? Hyderabad. Let's see. Oh no, the Japanese Empire is encroaching on our territory. All right, let's just get up our influence over here, and then we can ban their embassy. Actually, I will just decrease opinion. It seems much faster. And just get up the speed a bit. Decrease opinion of the Japanese Empire. There we go. Get rid of them. Muscovy wants an alliance. Wouldn't mind if I did. As long as I can keep the alliance with Scandinavia, that would be amazing. Scandinavia and Muscovy does have enemies, or, you know... Oh, we're allied with Novgorod as well? Holy hell, we have a lot of allies. Everyone loves us. Apparently over here in Northern Europe and Northeastern Europe, everyone loves us. We're even allied to Turkey. When did that happen? I can't remember all the allies we got. We have so many of them. Everyone loves us. And why wouldn't they? Why would they not love us? Hesse-Kassel slowly regaining strength over there. Of state and government, which would give us... Oh, sure. Why haven't I picked up before? Probably didn't see it. Things like that happen. We could release the Cape, couldn't we? The Duchy of the Cape. We could. It would relieve us of some infamy if we did. And honestly, it might just look better on the map. It might just. Maybe that will trigger some of the expansiveness that we can do, like taking Leuven and whatnot. Maybe we will get that as events now when we have enacted that decision. It might come later. We should not be too hasty. It's never worked out to be too hasty. We could put Occitania. Alright, I have formulated a new plan for the former remnants of colonial, or not colonial, continental dual monarchy. The second of the dual monarchies, the southern one. We could take Occitania under our sphere. It will be like the Vichy France of this world. They could be our spherelings. They could be helping us with everything that we might need help with. And then we can attack France and take all French territory from them. That sounds brilliant. Let's do that. Alright, so when Hesse-Kassel is done, we will go for Occitania and put them under our sphere. France is actually a great power. That's shocking. They just became it. And so is England. So 2 of the dual monarchy has ended up being great powers. That just shows how big the dual monarchy was when even, I mean, you don't even have Occitania left, France, and they're still great power. That is, yeah, that is impressive. I gotta say, I will admit, that is quite impressive. Quite impressive indeed. The Aragonese Empire does not love us. They don't really care for us. Well, I mean, they slightly like us. Neighbors at peace. We're not really neighbors, but sure. Or are we? No, we're not neighbors. I thought maybe we'd had some colonial provinces next to each other. Then I realized they don't really have colonies beyond what they have over here in Oran and Algiers and whatnot. Oran, Constantine and Aragonese Tunisia with Carthage. Man, I would love if Tunisia renamed Tunis to Carthage and then renamed the country to Carthage as well. And themselves to Carthaginians. That sounds nice. That sounds nice. I just realized a while ago that surprisingly few people, I guess, or at least some people don't know that Carthage was rebuilt by Julius Caesar, I believe, and became one of the strongest or most important cities of the Roman Empire, or afterwards. All everyone remembers is when it was destroyed in the Third Punic War? God damn it, my Roman history just failed me completely. Speaking of Roman history, Rome is a pretty good TV show. So if you like Roman history, maybe you should go take a look. Just a shame that it only had two seasons. It really deserved more, I believe, if I don't recall incorrectly, which I might. I think we have enough clergymen now. We have in total 2.04, yeah. It's not the greatest amount ever, but it is enough right now. We could go for more bureaucrats, so we have at least 1%, or we could go for more capitalists. And I think we might go for more capitalists at the moment. And after that, we might encourage more people to join our workforce. So more capitalists for the people. I do still wonder how that happens. Like, do you have social programs that encourage you how to become a capitalist 101? Or do you have an office where you hand out money? Here, have an investment account. Or how do you promote people to become capitalists? I guess open a business school. Yeah, that wouldn't make sense. Opening a business school wouldn't make sense. That wouldn't make sense. Okay. Establish protectorate over Palembang. I think we have an army nearby already, at least in India over here. Which I should not forget about. We do have interest in India as well. If we take a look at, for example, the Sphere of Influence map mode, we have interest over Mughal Empire. This region we want to have under our sphere, maybe even this, so we can connect up to Malacca. That would be amazing as well. But we do have challenge over here. Scandinavia has taken part of this territory and put them under our sphere. At least Sindh and Baroda. And then they have the stupid thing over here. So we might have to challenge Scandinavian superiority at one point or another. Though, at the moment, the primary opponent we might encounter will be the Bohemian Empire. And I wonder what happened with the Bohemian Empire, because they did lose out on Bavaria. And also Hesse Castle, or maybe we're stealing that from them now. Novgorod and Muscovy has ended up in war against each other. And we will intervene on Muscovy's sides, I suppose. Since... wait... Finland, Grand Colombia, that's not a war I'm looking at. Moldavia and Muscovy against Novgorod. Novgorod has only me as an ally, and we will enter on Muscovy's sides because we want to have an ally that will actually win. And just because of that, I think Novgorod just discovered our plans of attacking Palembang. Should not forget to move the soldiers over there. Absolutely not. Let's put them on the ship. World's Fair in New Antwerpen. Where the hell is that? It's gotta be in America, I believe. Yeah, it's gotta be in America. In Belgian Confederacy, somewhere here. New Antwerpen. Where are you? Flandre Supérieure? Kurdistan, sure, we'll fight them. I need to find New Antwerpen. New Antwerpen. Nouvelle Flanders, Nouvelle Bruges. That's wonderful. Neuve Antwerpen. Wait, what is this? What? Okay, it was nowhere near what I was thinking of. So apparently the World Fair starts in Africa. Right over here in Little Africa. Who knew? I had no goddamn clue that they could even get over there. But sure. I'm fine with that. Military statistics will be our next technology. As I mentioned, we might end up in a war, especially against the Bohemian Empire, because they are the second greatest power now. They are the main challenger for our rule, especially when it comes to the industry. But their army is not that great. And they have apparently been in war with a bunch of people just recently. Actually, scratch that. I looked in the wrong column. They have not been in any war just recently. Not at all, and they have fairly strong allies. They have a nice little block of allies over here. that we really should be worried about, or at least make sure that we don't end up accidentally going against them. We do have our block of allies ourselves, which are not too shabby at all. But I believe that a great conflict between Bohemia and Burgundy might ensue, and we would probably be striving to take all of these territories from them and put them under our sphere for the remainder of the game. Apparently they are trying over here. Is it England? I believe it's England, right? Let's see, England. Yeah, it's England who's tried to get East Frisia from me. And that is not nice. Hesse Castle is well on the way, and Palembang is now ready to be conquered. And that will fix up our stuff. There we go. Declare war on them. No one is interested in joining their side. There should be a very, very one-sided conflict. And when that is done, we have added how many? 323,000 men to our side. We might as well blockade with our ship. We really need much better ships than this. This is a very outdated fleet. We will support the liberals, though. Really don't want to mess around with the economy too much, especially since it's going so well anyway. You don't really need to do anything. Just sit back, relax, and earn money. We're already up to 23 million. There's like 4 million since we started playing again, or started this episode. We've earned 4 million. Imagine if I could earn money that fast, just in general. That would be amazing. 4 million in, what, 10-15 minutes? Great. That's like Bill Gates levels of money. So I think he's much faster than that. Bill Gates is a bit insane. And I don't mean insane as in, yeah, he's goddamn crazy. No, insane as in, he earns a lot of money. He's a pretty cool dude. Honestly, if I could meet Bill Gates and say, hello, nice to meet you. You're doing a lot of good things with your old philanthropy. How is it called? Philanthropy? Philanthropy, yeah? I think so. Then, I mean, he is doing a lot of good, so I'm not even kidding about that part. It would be great to meet him. Though now I'm rambling on about things that doesn't matter. This is how things are. Speed 4. Let's get on with that and get this underway. Lampung. Political campaign of... I thought I was already done with this. Apparently now I am, and who the Conservatives want. One thing I would wish for Victoria 3 would be if you had a bit more relations with the parties themselves. Like when you do the whole campaign trail, what you choose will indicate how happy they are towards you and how willing they are to compromise. And next Kurdistan. Are we in? Oh, we are leading that. Sure. Let's do that. We help them regain Kurdistan, which is a shame. We are leading the resurgence of Turkey. And that's slightly scary. We have apparently a lot of... Has someone played Burgundy while I was not aware? Or have I been sleeping for previous episodes? When did I get so much influence over there? Who knows? Hesse Castle is ready to be completely added to the sphere, and then we will lower our spending in Hesse Castle. Because we don't need to spend much more. They are bad. Switzerland. Aslan wants an ally. Sure. Everyone. In fact, should probably look through the list of allies we have and see who we randomly lost. Have we lost Scandinavia? We might have lost Scandinavia. No, we did not. Have we lost Muscovy? We have lost Muscovy. Why did we lose Muscovy? No one knows. They want to have an alliance again? Sure. I mean, sure. Whatever. Did it not take... Did it even take more of Novgorod? For some reason. So who knows? Who knows what the hell they're doing? We currently have 8.86 infamy. We want to be much lower than that before we start messing around with Bohemia. Even with all of their allies, I think there will be a pushover, and we really need, or should, move over all the armies to the western side or eastern side. And now I think it's going a bit too fast. Let's move all of their armies over here, so we can support our brethren when the war comes. Scandinavia. Scandinavian liberation of Polish-Lithuanian West Preussen against the Commonwealth, the Hetmanate and Prussia. That's quite an aggressive maneuver, I must admit. They are trying to take Danzig. I will support them in this endeavor, mostly because I want to be friends with them still. And we can really just give them subsidies. That's a lot of subsidies, by the way. For any other nation, in any other aspect of Victoria 2, that would be a ton of money. For us, can't even feel it. Can't even feel it. Unfortunately for us, Hanover, which is not a friendly nation, is taking Stade, which means we can't just move straight to Scandinavia and help them out. So Scandinavia, for better or for worse, they have to rely on their own devices. They do have substantial armies though, and a substantial navy. They should be fine. Focus and emphasis on should. Iron steamers to build ironclads. Have we not gotten that? Oh no, we haven't. 1860. Oh, so we are at the top of what we have on the naval game. That is nice to know. That is really nice to know. Can we build any other armies? In Asia, apparently, we can build a ton of armies. Unfortunately, those are spread out across Asia. Asia is a pretty big territory after all. But we can get some more in Africa. Absolutely. Here we have 2 more units that we can get. We have 15,000 men over here. None of them are artillery, so we will get some mobile artillery times 1, I guess. No, 2. There. 2 mobile artillery over there. And I guess over here we can get some. Yeah, 1 over here and 0 over here. Is there any other place in Africa we have that I'm just forgetting about? Nope. That should be it. Speaking of which, when will we be able to colonize? This is 15 province life rating. We need to have indigenous garrisoning, we will get from breech-loaded rifles at one point or another. And then it's the Dark Continent, which is in nationalism and imperialism, which we will be getting as soon as it is available, which will be in 1860. Alright, we can do this. We can do this. So, I'm just debating with myself, how much money, how much men and arms am I willing to assist the Scandinavians with? The Scandinavians might become a great threat to Burgundy in the future, so we might want to put that under consideration. But I think at least sending 1 army to show our willingness to support our allies will be a nice gesture. And quite frankly, will give us something to do. And now Bengal wants to have an alliance. That's great, Bengal. Better late than never, I suppose. Better late than never. I'm really proud of this part. This is a really big part of India that we managed to eat up. Now we just need to take the rest. Jaipur, how long would it take to grow influence over here? Let's just grow influence in most places here. Mewar and Jaipur will be first. And then we can move on. Then we can move on further up north. The Safavid Empire is murdering our allies. Iraq, the Safavid Empire, and Al-Quds. As Turkey is trying to restore order to the Palestinian provinces, which belongs to Al-Quds over here. The Safavids are not happy. They're actually doing really well for how small they are. Albania wants an alliance. Actually, no, not Albania. Can we call them in this war? No, we're not the leader. We're not the leader in any way. Spain is actually part of this war. We're on the same side as Spain. That explains why I could see Spain's army before. It does explain a bit. Novgorod offers us an alliance. Judging from what went last time, I'm sorry Novgorod. Just like in EU4, you're without allies and hope. It's just how the world is. That's just how it is. You can't argue with reality or facts. Speaking of facts, this is a pretty good general, and that is a fact. So let's see how well he does against the Prussians. which are the Polish vassal they were destined to be until they stopped being that in real history. But in this history, they never stopped being that. I wonder if is this the German or the... Are this the original Prussians or the other Prussians? The Baltic Prussians or the German Prussians? I would guess on the German ones. 50,000 for 8 prestige. That's a bargain. A real bargain. What to go for now? Army decision making or point defense system? Gives armies one more maneuver and more support for artillery, and this one gives a bit of everything, including more morale. This one gives organization. So does this one. A lot more actually. Let's go for army decision making, and then we can take the other one. The Scandinavians are attacking the Prussians over here. We will assist in their endeavor. Actually, we will take out the Crimeans before the Crimeans manage to do anything. It seems like the Scandinavians have the same idea as we. Just that they might get attacked by the Polish. Or we might be the ones attacking Poland. Well, the Polish are putting up some strong resistance, I must admit. They're doing pretty bad. Pretty good. Good job, Poland. Munster wants an alliance. Lose 2 war exhaustion or get more jingoism. We actually have a surprising amount of war exhaustion. Why is that? No, it is infamy. War exhaustion 2. From infamy. We get one more jingoism. There's nothing we really want from this war, as in terms of territory or anything like that. Eastern Europe is not our territory, not our area, not our interest. It's not of our interest, but it is in our interest to support our allies and make sure that they can become stronger and in turn support us. Any good ally would do that to earn some more favor and trust. And trust is important. Let's help with Danzig against the Hetmanat. Oh, that's a nice discipline. It should help in this battle. How strong is the Hetmanat against us? The Hetmanat is essentially the Ukrainians. And they have army tech 8, so nothing. They are pretty darn weak. Wait, did we get a peace? What was the peace? Acquire Polish-Lithuanian West Preußen. Oh no. You didn't. What? You only got Danzig? What happened to the other part of Polish-Lithuanian West Preußen? What? Jalan, stop it. But acquire Polish-Lithuanian West Preußen. This is Polish-Lithuanian West Preußen, right? But they only got Danzig. Is it because they... Oh, they had a core here. Okay, I understand. It looks stupid as fuck though. They should really have gotten that other part too. It's the only way for it to make sense. Right now they have one province that is cutting off Danzig from the rest of the Scandinavian Empire. Now getting Danzig is a pretty nice prospect for them. It's a pretty nice venture. Pretty nice indeed. Belgian liberation of Lyon, so it's Belgian Confederacy being douchebags again against their neighbors. As to be expected. Damn, Belgian Confederacy. They're taking so much land from Vinland. I feel so sorry about for Vinland. Maybe Plantagenet can aid them. Maybe. I'm not certain though. Belgian Confederacy does have probably the best, most populous land in all of Americas at that point when they start the game. So I'm not very hopeful for change in that regard. But I think this is where we will leave off. We did help Scandinavia we did help Scandinavia in their fight, in their war against the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth, and we did pretty well with only one army invested in that. And I think next episode will be focused more on Europe itself and Germany, more to the point. And we will start the next war against Bohemia, next great war that will, well, engulf the whole continent in flames and destruction. All that kind of fun stuff, you know? Fun stuff that you expect from a political war game like Victoria 2. So, if you enjoyed this video and would like to see more, then please do consider clicking like and or subscribe if you haven't already. And if you did, then have my deepest regards and thanks. I hope you've enjoyed this episode, and to see you next time. Have a good one.